I'm Rick Henson with this news update for Saturday, May 28th. A Kellerton girl died Thursday evening in Ringgold County when she was thrown from an all-terrain vehicle. The Ringgold County Sheriff's Office reports 8-year-old Charlsie Ann Bowen died at the scene. According to Sheriff Mark Davison, deputies of the Ringgold County Ambulance and Kellerton first responders were called to the scene of the accident at 2054 County Highway P68 in rural Kellerton at around 6:20 p.m. Thursday. Davison said their investigation determined Bowen had been driving a John Deere Gator ATV when it hit a large pile of gravel and overturned, ejecting her. A trial in the case of a Griswold woman charged with vehicular homicide is set to begin in less than 3 months. 45-year-old Christine A. Riedemann was charged with vehicular homicide and possession of marijuana following an investigation into an accident last June near Atlantic that claimed the life of 44-year-old Katrina L. Christensen of Atlantic. According to court records, Riedemann has waived her right to a speedy trial and will appear before a jury on August 23rd. She was allegedly the driver of an SUV that went out of control the evening of June 4, 2010, as it was traveling west on Highland Road. The vehicle entered a ditch and hit a utility pole before overturning. 2 separate blood alcohol tests each indicated Riedemann was above the legal limit to drive. She was also found to have allegedly been in possession of marijuana. Because of rising waters along the Missouri River, officials in Pottawatomie County have determined that protective action measures are required in order to ensure the safety of citizens in specific areas, as well as emergency responders. Near flood stage water levels along the Missouri River Friday had severely limited the access to Goose Haven Loop, which is a residential area north of I-680 along the Missouri River. High water levels flooding into residential areas along the river are inhibiting access by emergency responders. Additionally, electrical service in those areas of high water pose a significant threat of electrocution and accidental fire, both to residents and emergency personnel who would have access to the area. There are about 38 properties that could be affected. With river levels anticipated to remain high for a prolonged time and potentially even rise, officials will be advising residents in Goose Haven of the anticipated situation and that electrical service to the area will be temporarily disconnected. Emergency Management Coordinator Jeff Tulin said, according to the Army Corps of Engineers, we are in uncharted territory. The Corps will be releasing historic flows from Gavin's Point to maintain the integrity of that system, and this is what will keep the river level near or at flood stage for a prolonged period of time. Any heavy rains in the Missouri River Basin will just compound anticipated problems. The County Emergency Operations Center in Pottawatomie County is monitoring the situation and working closely with the planning, roads, and sheriff's departments, as well as the American Red Cross, private industry, and other departments who will be responding to or supporting incidents that result from potential flooding along the Missouri. In addition, the County Conservation Department has closed public access to the Narrows River Park just north of Council Bluffs on the River Road due to river water currently flooding public areas of the park. A Winterset man who prosecutors say sent a written death threat in a letter containing a white powder has been sentenced to prison. The U.S. Attorney's Office says that William Langford was sentenced Friday to 1 year and 1 day in federal prison. Langford pleaded guilty in February to sending threatening communications to individuals and organizations in Winterset in February of 2010. Prosecutors say he admitted to mailing an envelope with a death threat and a white powder with the intent to falsely convey the transfer of a harmful biological agent or toxin. He also admitted to separately mailing letters threatening to injure a named person to 9 different individuals and organizations. Langford also was ordered to pay more than $5,900 in restitution and serve 2 years of supervised probation after his release. The Fremont County Sheriff's Office reports today 2 Missouri residents were arrested after they allegedly drove off without paying for gas at a convenience store in Sidney Friday night. The driver of the car, 36-year-old Ashley Franken, faces charges for multiple traffic offenses, while her passenger, 27-year-old Aaron Nichols, was charged with 5th-degree theft and possession of drug paraphernalia. Both are from St. Joseph, Missouri. The Sheriff's Department says they received a call just after 10 p.m. Friday about a gas drive-off at the Casey's General Store in Sidney. Employees at the store reported a gray Isuzu Rodeo drove off after paying for only part of the gas pumped into it. The occupants of the vehicle told employees they were trying to get to St. Joseph and had asked for directions. Deputies in Fremont County stopped the vehicle at Highway 275 and 250th Street and took the pair into custody. Franken was being held on $566 bond, while Nichols' bond was set at $300. The City Council in Audubon will hold a special meeting Tuesday evening. During their 7 p.m. session at City Hall, the council will discuss and/or act on a Mid-American Energy franchise agreement, applications for hiring and a resolution to hire a custodian, and applications for hiring and a resolution to hire part-time summer help. The top Democrat in the Iowa Senate says he doesn't want to take away a woman's control of her own destiny when it comes to terminating a problem pregnancy. Senate Democratic leader Mike Gronstal is from Council Bluffs, the city where a doctor who performs late-term abortions intends to open a clinic. The Iowa House had passed a bill that would ban abortions after the 20th week of pregnancy. Gronstal and the other 25 members of the Iowa Senate took a different route, passing a bill that sets up a state permitting process for such facilities, with rules written in such a way that it will be hard for Dr. Leroy Carhart to open his clinic in Council Bluffs.
I believe the surest way to keep Carhart out of Iowa is for the House to pass the bill the Senate passed.
The Senate proposal would require a freestanding late-term abortion clinic like Dr. Carhart hopes to open to be near a hospital that has a special unit for premature babies, and Council Bluffs doesn't have one.
I believe that's the surest way to keep him out of Iowa without taking away a woman's control over her own destiny.
Gronstal is critical of the House proposal, which would ban abortions after the 20th week of pregnancy. It would allow abortions in cases when the woman's life is at risk, but Gronstal says that exception may not be applied to the 6 women who got late-term abortions in Iowa in 2009.
It said the woman had to be in imminent danger of death. Basically, it says that unless the woman is hemorrhaging and about to die, you can't do the abortion, even if there's no way the baby can survive outside the womb.
If the Republican-led House and Democratically-led Senate don't agree and pass a bill dealing with this issue, Gronstal says he isn't willing to say that's an open door to Carhart.
I don't know that it means that. I don't know that Carhart's going to come to Council Bluffs. We've got a bill that I believe is the surest, quickest way, after much discussion with a lot of people in the Senate, and in the Attorney General's office and a host of folks. After much discussion, we've got a bill that we believe, much more effectively than the House bill, will keep Carhart out of Iowa. The House ought to pass it.
Gronstal made his comments Friday during a taping of the Iowa public television program Iowa Press, which aired that evening and will air again on Sunday. I'm Rick Henson, KJAN News.